Hi everyone, welcome to SAITIME 2023, the second annual launch of SAI.TECH. I'm Arthur Lee, founder and CEO, and I'm thrilled to take you on a ride through the world of SAI.TECH and the Bitcoin market for the year ahead. First, let me walk you through a quick market summary and our core values here at SAI.TECH. Let's get started with a recap of last year's Bitcoin market overview. So, we all know that the US government has been printing loads of dollars since 2008, which drove Bitcoin prices sky high. But then, the pandemic hit, and the Bitcoin prices start to drop, which has been the talk of the year of Bitcoiners. But if we look closely, the decline was pretty much expected given the increase in US dollars index and the Federal Reserve interest rates. Since Bitcoin is a risky asset, this was bound to happen sooner or later. And with the market being uncertain about the interest rates and the economy, we are yet to see what's in store for Bitcoin. But then, the economy should not be the sole barometer for Bitcoin prices. As more and more people are becoming aware of Bitcoin potential, its price will undoubtedly soar again. In fact, BCG has predicted that global Bitcoin users could reach 1 billion in the next decade. And guess what? ARK Investment predicts that Bitcoin price will exceed $1 million by then. That's some exciting news for all of us. So buckle up and get ready for an exciting ride with SAI.TECH and Bitcoin in the year ahead. Cheers to the next cycle. As we all know, there was a rise in interest rates and the catastrophic events like the failure of Luna and 3AC, and the bankruptcy of FTX. All of these incidents had a significant impact on the crypto world, resulting in a 65% drop in the price of Bitcoin. Concurrently, stocks of public miners went down by 90% on average. It is fascinating to observe that there was a strong price correlation between the price of Bitcoin and the price of public miners. The pattern came up the same in the bull market. While during the last bull run in 2020 and 2021, public miners have gone up 14 times on average, driven by a six-fold Bitcoin price jump. Bitcoin price and the prices of public miners are highly correlated in both bull and bear markets. The historical pattern has shown us that during the bull run, the correlation and the price multiplier were much stronger compared to the bear market, giving us a more than positive outlook in the next Bitcoin cycle. We expect miner stocks to rise on a greater scale when Bitcoin price reaches its new record high. Even when the price of Bitcoin went down by 65%, the global hash rate showed a stable increase of around 47%. This resulted in a year-end hash rate of over 250 extra hash per second. It's quite amazing to see such steady growth in hash rate despite the market conditions. This steady growth represents the network participants' positive outlook on Bitcoin price and its ecosystem. Even though the profit margin of Bitcoin mining is narrowing down, people still have strong expectations of Bitcoin price in the future, which is why we are seeing continuous growth in the global hash rate. To give you an example, using Bitmain's S19 XP and assuming an electricity rate of $80 per megawatt hour, the daily profit of Bitcoin mining would be around $3.5. And it would take 21 months to recover the miner's capital expenditure. Even during the bear market, Bitcoin mining operations using the latest and the most advanced mining machines would still be profitable. Now, let's rewind to some of the big steps we took in the year of 2022. One of our biggest milestones is definitely going public on Nasdaq. Through a de-SPAC merger, we began trading publicly as a Singapore-based company, on a quest to green up cloud computing through the recycling of cheap heat. Our focus have always been on the low cost and sustainable transition of high-performance computing. Heat reuse is where our technological edge lies, through which we can achieve carbon offset and energy efficiency. While currently focusing on Bitcoin mining, we believe that our holistic solution has a much broader prospect in other performance-intensive settings, like high-performance computing, AI, GPU, and CPU scenarios. Another major milestone in 2022 will be the inauguration of our pilot North American operation site, Synode, Ohio. We are using cheap and clean energy to power potent computing, which in turn provides reliable heat to grow produce in a greenhouse container. It's amazing how we are recycling computing waste heat to sustain one greenhouse container, but our plan is even bigger. We are hoping to eventually meet heating demands of settings as big as city or as intensive as desalination plants. Heating services take up 50% of the energy people consume globally, and 40% of the carbon dioxide people emit. That's why our green effect and efficiency boost here are pretty significant. We are trying to make a difference in our world, and we are off to a great start. In August of last year, we hosted our first ever Bitcoin Heat Day in New York City. We had the opportunity to connect with industry peers, investors, academics, media professionals, and the general public. We hope to inspire more people to join the collective effort to accelerate the green transition of Bitcoin and the computing industry as a whole by replacing unclean and inefficient air cooling. It's clear that liquid cooling and the reuse of computing waste heat will lead the way for such a transition. Before we move on, let's look back on Satoshi's testimony on Bitcoin's potential in providing sustainable heating for the world. He said, Bitcoin generation should end up where it's cheapest. Maybe that will be in cold climates, where there's electric heat, where it will be essentially free. All these are summed up in the following video. Let's take a look. Next, let's move on to the principles and philosophy upon which our business is built. The movement of matters has become exponentially faster and less energy intensive in the past 100 years. Over the past century, we've seen massive advancements in mass atom movement, starting with Standard Oil's pipeline network that made mass movement on automobiles possible. Then, the industrial application of computers and CPUs revolutionized the exchange of information at the speed of light. More recently, Tesla has been leading the charge in the clean and energy-efficient movement of atoms, replacing fossil fuels with electricity. But the next big revolution will be in sustainable atomic interaction, where we move the energy-intensive and speed-constrained movements of atoms onto the fast and energy-efficient movement of electrons. Energism is a concept coined by myself in my homonymic book, Energism, and the principle of our business. It is, as I laid out in the book, the practice of the laws of thermodynamics. Also my area of focus during my days at Zhejiang University. SAITECH stands on the shoulders of giants, who, through the introduction of the laws of thermodynamics, had explained why energy is the only fundamental of our universe, and the sole source for advancements in our societies. Energy is crucial for every species on Earth to survive, and every industry of human society depends on it to operate and evolve. The creation of value is also the process of energy consumption, and we can quantify energy efficiency using the second law of thermodynamics, which is shown on the left of this page. Entropy represents the availability of energy in a system. To achieve higher energy efficiency, and the more value is to achieve entropy reduction. That's exactly what we do at SAI. Now, the equation on the right side of this page shows us that creating more value takes either using more energy or increasing energy efficiency. To use more energy, we can explore new sources like nuclear and solar power. One of the ways to achieve higher efficiency, on the other hand, is digitization, to replace movement of atoms with the movement of electrons. Then, more potent movement of electrons through computing hardware and software iteration. Bit photosynthesis is a concept I proposed as the emulation of the biological photosynthesis process in the digital world. We all know that photosynthesis is how plants capture energy from the sun and turn it into oxygen and organic molecules. In the digital world, chips and algorithms are like chloroplasts, turning electricity and data into heat and bits. But here's the thing. While we've been focused on getting useful information out of computing, we've been wasting a lot of heat as a byproduct. And that heat actually determines how efficient our energy consumption is, which in turn determines the value created by computing system. That's where ULTIAAS comes in. It's a game-changing concept that brings together data, chips, algorithms, and heat to optimize the computing process or energy efficiency. ULTIAAS focuses on how we can reuse heat and make the computing industry carbon neutral while improving performance. Let's go deeper about ULTIAAS, the ultimate lineup of hardware and software infrastructure as a service that is set to maximize the efficiency of the bit photosynthesis process, creating ultimate energy efficiency and ultimate value. We've developed a series of hardware with the capability to recycle around 90% of heat from computing chips, cutting costs and emissions for computing service customers. One of the best things about ULTIAAS is that it's versatile. We've designed it to host not only the computing needs of today, but also those of the future. ULTIAAS is set out to solve these problems currently facing the computing industry. One of the biggest issues to the industry is low efficiency and energy-intensive air cooling. This type of cooling is noisy, vulnerable to dust, and has a short lifespan. It's also not cost-effective in the long run. Our solution is to replace air cooling with more efficient and sustainable liquid cooling. Liquid cooling is quiet, easy to maintain, clean, and much less damaging to chips and servers. However, it does require a lot of investment in funds and know-how. That's where we come in. Through ULTIAAS, we are promoting liquid cooling by making it accessible and affordable for everyone. On the hardware aspect of ULTIAAS, product development in computing infrastructure focuses on the enhancement of liquid cooling and heating recovery efficiency and hosting capacity and versatility. Special design ASIC mining rigs are also an important part of the hardware elements of ULTIAAS. Software-wise, we are looking to make things super easy for everyone to use. Through iterations of algorithms, we are trying to develop an ever more aggregated platform where cloud computing management could be done effortlessly. When you put it all together, it's a really cool solution. Everyone can use cloud computing no matter where they are. Through integrated solutions, we are also looking to provide customers with turnkey services. That means from design to construction to operation. We will be able to provide a holistic 0-to-1 service. Here are the two components of ULTIAAS. There are currently 4 series of products in the lineup. The CAB, short for cabinet, is catered to needs in indoor settings. The box series are highly mobile and environmentally resilient computing infrastructure units that are suited for outdoor deployment. The app, currently called the SAIHUB app, is an all-in-one platform for managing your personal mining and digital asset. We are always updating it to bring more functions to you. Customized PCB and chips are going to be a necessary part of our self-developed ASIC mining rigs. We aspire for them to be highly potent and customizable. The other part of ULTIAAS is operation. It is the design, construction, and operation of sustainable and high-performance data center projects, with Synode, Ohio being just at the start. We are also trying to make our data centers sustainable by using green energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear power. Also by recycling the heat from computing chips to power other stuff like greenhouses. We can expect many innovations powered by heat that is recycled from computer chips. Now, let's take a closer look at B1, the first generation of integrated clean Bitcoin mining solution that forms the product part of ULTIAAS. Here's a step-by-step rundown of how the idea of from chip to energy is achieved. We yield computing power from chips and miners at mining facilities that are able to harness heat from previous activities. That heat is energy. Launched in 2019, the CAB is an indoor-suited server cabinet based on cold-plate liquid cooling technology. It was designed to integrate features of heavy-duty boilers into an indoor cabinet, while providing uninterrupted computing power. As an early development of the ULTIAAS lineup, the CAB was designed to host converted air-cooled servers due to the lack of liquid-cooled options on the market. The later version of the CAB, however, is able to run default liquid cooling servers as manufacturers adapt to new needs. The SAIHUB app is another really cool thing. It came out in 2022 and lets you manage your mining and digital asset all in one place. What's more, it is Lightning Network ready. Upon recent upgrades, the app is now able to launch heat management functions on any of SAI's mining server devices. The app's ultimate goal is to provide an effortless aggregation on the go for anything to do with cloud computing. Now come the brand new computing infrastructure products that we are rolling out very shortly after this presentation. Our strong and sustainable heat recycling, easy to deploy, highly mobile, and environmentally resilient box series. The tank box and the rack box run respectively on immersion cooling and rack-mounted liquid cooling. The Hydro box, while designed to run on the same cooling method as the rack box, has the highest computing capacity among the three products in the current lineup. Actions always speak louder. Let's catch tank box in action. The video gave us a panorama of what the TAM box is and what it is capable of. With power reaching 630 kilowatts, the box is capable of hosting up to 144 of the most sought-after mining rigs on the market, yielding as much as 23 petahash per second of hash rate when overclocking. Amazing, right? It gets better. The TAM box is designed to fit inside a standard 20-feet container, making it easy to transport on land and sea, and requires minimal site conversion. It's prefabricated on our assembly line, so it's ready to use and need very little work on the ground. Customers will have a plug-and-play experience. One of the most amazing things about the TAM box is its ability to operate in extreme temperatures, ranging from minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, without any concerns for dust, noise, and erosion. Servers are submerged in immersion tanks filled with cooling liquid, making indoor setup unnecessary. It's perfect for areas where extreme temperatures or lack of infrastructures, where heat recycling features could be truly beneficial. Our customers can easily reuse heat created during computing activities for secondary use in industrial, agricultural, commercial, household, and other scenarios. Replacing air cooling fans with immersion cooling tanks means there's much less energy consumption in cooling servers. This heat recycling interface is designed to be considerate of the long run. As the more advanced the chips become, the more heat they generate. The tank box dissipation and recovery capacity is designed to accommodate future generation chips, which also means more room for performance for operators. Before we get to the other two boxes, here's another video showing you rack box. Next up is the rack box, a rack-mounted liquid cooling option of the box series. This piece of hardware has been designed to be shipped easily in standard 20-feet containers and to be environmentally resilient, just like the TAM box. One of the main advantages of the rack box is that it's easy to deploy in various environments, whether it's hot or cold. Similar to the TAM box, the rack box is also prefabricated and plug-and-play, make it hassle-free for customers. What sets the rack box apart is its unique server racks, which have been specifically designed to host 2U liquid-cooled mining rigs. With a total power of 930 kilowatts, it can host up to 90 advanced machines, yielding as much as 26.1 petahash per second of hash rate under overclocking. And like the TAM box, it also boasts the ability to recycle heat generated from the computing activities for secondary use in industrial, agricultural, commercial, household, and other settings. making it a thoughtful and sustainable choice for the long run. The Hydro Box, specifically designed to fit any BITMAIN's liquid cooling models, and with all the plug-and-play features of the previous two, comes with the highest computing capacity in the series. This powerful computing solution has a total power of 1,050 kilowatts, equipped with up to 210 units of BITMAIN's liquid cooling machine, giving customers the edge to yield more than 50 petahash per second. The Hydro Box is also compatible with BITMAIN's S19 Hydro XP, the most energy-efficient mining rig on the market. With the Box series, you are given the options of operational versatility and computing potency, providing customers with the flexibility to choose the best option for their computing needs. Let's also catch Hydro Box in action. Also on the way with the B1 plan, we plan to work with major chip manufacturers to deliver our benchmark-setting 2U and 4U standard mining rigs. We will call them the tank PCB and rack PCB for the moment. Our main goal in providing our own mining rig options is not only to offer a complete solution for our customers, but also to set a trend toward industry-wide standardization in alignment with IDC standards. By establishing standards across the industry, we can optimize cost, supply, efficiency, and safety from manufacture to operation for the computing industry as a whole. Let me give you an example of how standardization could help. Imagine you operate a mining center that is completely based on liquid cooling. You want to convert part of your Rackbox-enabled capacity from mining Bitcoin into other high-performance computing. With standardized liquid-cooled computing products produced by other manufacturers on the market, you can simply mount them onto your Rackbox without any modification required by the servers or the Rackbox in the process. In addition, when you decommission your Bitcoin mining rigs, you can either sell them to other operators running on the same standards or store them until your next capacity expansion. By then, Rackbox won't necessarily be your only option, because everyone runs on the same standards. Now, let's take a closer look at the tank PCB and rack PCB. The rack PCB is designed to the 2U standard for commission on IDC liquid cooling racks, while the tank PCB is designed to the 4U standard for commission in IDC single-phase immersion cooling tanks. Now comes to the operation component of ULTIAAS. We've already touched on SAINode Ohio, one of our most important milestone projects in 2022. Let's go deeper now. First with SAIHEAT, our microenvironment heat reuse trial. Through this project, we have tested our capacity to provide sustainable heating in commercial settings. And we are proud to say that the results have been promising so far. Our SAIHEAT microenvironment heat reuse trial has been successful in generating produce from our Ohio facility's greenhouse, which is heated by computing waste heat. Building on this success, we plan to increase capacity to warm up cities through SAICity, and after that, we will be trying to warm up concealed environments simulating living quarters outside planet Earth. When humans become an interstellar species, we will be able to replicate this way of life on other planets. From there, humans' horizons will be broad enough, and that's where we start thinking about getting rid of all the constraints of the physical world by expanding the boundaries of the digital world, and thus SAI Matter. Let's come back down to Earth for the time being. Here's an upgraded version of SAINode Ohio that we plan to launch in July. Also in Ohio, the facility will have a total capacity of 5 megawatts of power, and in its first stage, hosting 3 rack box and 4 tank box that will be working at their full capacity. Upon the success of our previous greenhouse in Denver, we will build an even bigger one, hoping it will actually sustain a way of life only with produced growing in computing waste heat. Having been introduced to the product and operation components of ULTIAAS, I hope you get a clear view of what we are after. We are promoting productization for the Bitcoin mining industry and the computing industry as a whole by offering one-off solutions. We believe that carbon and energy-intensive computing practices, including but not limited to air cooling, are to be eliminated. And we are expediting that transition for the good of all humans. Apart from launching of ULTIAAS, we would like to bring you some more exciting news about 2 new projects we are incubating on. The first one is BOLTBIT, providing highly compliant, secure, and reliable crypto exchange and trading technical services. As we mentioned before, our underlying logic is energism, which equals the bit photosynthesis equation. At our company, we believe in something called energism. This guides us in not only providing solutions for data centers, but also in developing new markets for the digital world. We think the essence of the bit is transaction, which consists of 4 parts. The first is point-to-point information transmission, that is messenger. The second is many-to-many information transmission, that is social network. The third is point-to-point value delivery, which means payment. And the fourth is many-to-many value delivery that represents exchange. BOLTBIT is aimed at building next-generation transaction facilities, including these 4 parts. The slogan of BOLTBIT is Transact Better and Exchange More. Transact Better is BOLTBIT's primary goal. We want to help lower the cost of transactions and bring better experience for the user. Exchange More is our mission to link the digital world together and connect the physical world globally. Now, BOLTBIT is under development and will be launched in the next quarter this year. We will also develop international versions in those emerging countries by targeting emerging projects. We aim to obtain licenses in these emerging countries, which are in rapid growth and crypto-friendly, which will be Middle East and Central Asia areas like Turkey, Southeast Asia and East Asia like Japan, South Korea, and Singapore. Latin America like Mexico and Argentina, also Australia and New Zealand are included. BOLTBIT will be mainly focused on listing those emerging projects with actual value and technical breakthroughs. Let's have a look at the current exchange market. The traditional exchange market for physical goods market has existed for many years with a mature system. The virtual goods market, more about the crypto exchange market, has just developed a few years ago, but has a dramatic increasing demand every year. The market share for current crypto exchange shows the key players, but they only trade for crypto. So, what will the future market be like? Just this month, Amazon released news that they will tie digital ownership to physical goods delivered to customer stores through NFT. For future prospects, we want to be a pioneer exchange to create a world for connecting virtual goods and physical goods and services transaction together. Any assets can be tokenized its ownership to increase its marketability, and for people to trade the right of use. Thus achieving everything could be traded on BOLTBIT ecosystem in the future. This is another project we are incubating to resolve world energy problems, called HEATNUC. Now, we have ULTIAAS and BOLTBIT providing data center infrastructure and applications. The last but rather important part of bit photosynthesis is electricity source. Stable and clean electricity source, to be exact. We are faced with a rapidly changing global energy structure. Environmental and political situations have brought about changes that are affecting countries across the world. First, many countries have over-depended on natural gas and fossil fuels. natural gas prices have become dramatically high and turbulent after the war. Second, we have a mature goal to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. These elements of influence have led to growing demand for energy independence. Compared to energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, which cost substantially to store and conduct peak load regulation, nuclear power is more stable and convenient with lower average levelized cost and will be the better choice compared with other clean energy sources. And the world is transitioning rapidly into electrification. Nuclear power has been a part of electricity supply for over 50 years and has avoided around 66 gigatons of carbon dioxide emissions globally by reducing the need for coal, natural gas, and oil. In fact, in advanced economies, nuclear power accounts for 40% of all low-carbon generation, making it a major source of low-carbon electricity. Additionally, there is huge potential for growth in the future. According to the ETP 2015, the latest projections for nuclear power suggest that its capacity in 2050 will be over 930 gigawatts, representing trillions of dollars of the market size. Many countries around the world are investing in and building national power plants, with some like the UK, France, China, Poland, and India, announcing energy strategies that include substantial roles for nuclear power. America, for instance, has recently announced investing $21 billion in advanced reactor design. As policy becomes more favorable, commercialization of nuclear power energy in the form of SMR is becoming more popular, especially with the first SMR stock NuScale passing the compliant permission and getting listed on Nasdaq. SMRs are small modular reactors with a power capacity of up to 300 megawatts per unit that utilizes components that can be prefabricated, minimizing costs, improving quality, and reducing construction schedules, while supplying power reliably regardless of weather conditions. We are proud to introduce this nuclear power project under HEATNUC. An international company focuses on design, manufacturing, constructing, operating, and promoting small modular reactors, and aims to provide accessible clean energy that will revolutionize the current energy supply landscape. HEATNUC plans to expand globally to help build safe and independent clean energy, especially in emerging countries or those facing energy crisis due to the current political situation. HEATNUC's core team members are all from top-tier organizations or institutions across Asia with rich experience in nuclear power model development, design, and management. What makes HEATNUC stand out is that it has ULTIAAS as an immediate downstream customer with stable demand, which can serve as a better battery for SMRs. ULTIAAS will help lower the capex by simplifying design and lower the OPEX by consuming the whole capacity at first, increasing the whole return on investment into SMRs, while ensuring the stability of the power supply. In this way, the proportion of clean energy used by the computing industry can also be guaranteed, building toward a mutually beneficial situation. Above all are the components of our business matrix, called SAIHUB, which includes clean electric energy sources HEATNUC, integrated solution for computing industry ULTIAAS, and the revolutionary crypto exchange BOLTBIT. This also demonstrates the position of SAI.TECH, a sustainable operator of Bitworth. Last but not least, we also have one more thing to release. We are a long-sighted team with aspirations. We not only focus on the present world problems, but also those of the future. So here comes our vision of Build Better Bitworth. As the sustainable operator of Bitworth, we are trying to accelerate the transition from bio-universe to bit-universe through sustainable computing, available power, and innovative heating solutions. And stage 1 of Build Better Bitworth vision will be a 15-year plan. We have strived to become an interstellar species for decades now. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before, we have landed on the moon and traveled beyond the solar system. However, The question of how to survive on other planets has become a pressing issue due to extreme environmental conditions, which include the lack of oxygen and extreme temperatures. Additionally, interstellar settlement in outer space will require a reliable energy supply and means of information and value exchange. That's where SAIHUB comes in. It can provide energy, heating, and the exchange of information and value for interstellar settlement, making it the perfect solution for interstellar infrastructure. This is our 15 years roadmap for Stage 1, the interstellar Bitverse. First up, we've got Step 1, trading dominance. This means we want to get Bitcoin accepted by mainstream culture so that it can be used for more transactions and applications. We believe that Bitcoin is the safest and the most trusted currency out there, and we want everyone to benefit from it. Next, we've got Step 2, mining globalization. This involves using worldwide mining resources to maintain the safety of Bitcoin networks. By doing so, we can make computing power global and decentralized, and make Bitcoin the digital gold of the new world. Moving on to Step 3, electricity infrastructure. As computing power grows rapidly, we need to develop our electricity infrastructure to keep up. This will allow us to utilize more idle resources to accelerate the shift from the atom world to the electron world. Step 4 is all about chip fabrication. With the improvement of electricity infrastructure, the demand for more efficient computing power is rising. Bitcoin will be at the forefront of this movement, as it requires high standards and high-performance chip fabrication. We believe that Bitcoin will be the main force driving the entire computing power industry. Finally, we come to Step 5, interstellar deployment. This is our ultimate goal for Stage 1. We want to deploy Bitcoin and our technology beyond Earth to other planets. Our proposed plan represents the final and ultimate solution to achieve a better Bitverse. Our goal is to deploy SAIBase on other planets with a stable nuclear power supply provided by HEATNUC, computing power and heating supplied by ULTIAAS, and the Bitcoin as the interplanetary legal tender and the information carrier transacted through BOLTBIT. To ensure the success of this ambitious project, we have divided it into 3 phases. The first phase involves building a SAIBase pilot on Earth to ensure its independent operation. Next, we will construct a pilot project on the Moon to serve as a transition point to resolve any interplanetary transportation and communication problems that may arise. Finally, we will proceed to build SAIBase on Mars to ensure the survival of interstellar immigrants. This ambitious endeavor requires a concerted effort and the utmost dedication of our team and the whole society. But we are confident in our ability to achieve this noble objective. That's all for SAITIME 2023. Have a great year ahead, continue to believe, and see you very soon.